So what kind of grandparent do you want to be? Let's have a look at that right now. Greetings, I'm Rick Ward. I'm a retirement coach and transitional guide with Your Journey Transitions. The focus of this channel is to assist people over 50 who are preparing for retirement or in retirement, how to get the most of your retirement, relationships, health, finance. And one of the key streams of this channel is grandparenting tips and being a grandparent. And I thought we'd just have a bit of a chat today about what does that look like? What is the roles of a grandparent, and what does that mean for us? Some of us have fond memories of our grandparents. Some of us have no memories of our grandparents. Either we didn't have any grandparents on the scene, they both passed away, or maybe they were in different family strifes. We had no real contact, no really good relationships with our grandparents. But perhaps we viewed other people's grandparents or older people. Maybe we had a relationship with a great aunt, or it brought to our attention or put our ideas of what a great grandparent is. We need to look at what sort of grandparent do we want to be. Some of us want to see our retirement years. We're going to go move to Florida or move to Bali, and we'll see the kids on Christmas when it suited us. But we're having our own life because we've worked hard, we've raised our kids, we feel we've done our dues, and so we want to have this me time while we still have some health and resources. Other people want nothing more to spend every waking moment with their grandchildren. Again, trying to find a happy medium around that. It's very individual to you, but as we'll discuss more things, and there are things we need to be aware of about being a grandparent, how our role differs from being a parent, and what ideas that we have might be not the same as our children, and how they're parenting and how they want to conduct their life. And so we got to be aware of where we fit into things, and we want the actual best relationship that we can have with our children and our grandchildren. And there's a lot of things that we can do out of love that are really quite destructive to this relationship. And so again, given some thought about what we're doing beforehand, I think the first thing to be thinking of again is to figure out what kind of grandparent do you want to be. Did you have any role models in your life? For myself, I knew two of my grandparents that lived right next door. I have memories of them, but weren't close. There was a lot of us grandkids. I think there's about 35 around my age, so we didn't get a lot of one-on-one attention. I probably got more than most because we lived next door, and I would just wander over and see my granddad working in the workshop or something. So I have some memories, but there were nothing significant. He didn't really have a relationship. We didn't have a bond between the two of us. He was more like an old neighbor next door. On the other side of the family, I only had a few meetings, a few days with my grandfather, but they were very impactful. The time that I spent with him was real quality time. I got really fond memories of him, and I quite admire the life that he lived. And he made an impact on my life, even though, I might have seen him 4 or 5 times. But when I did spend time with him, it was one-on-one. I had probably 30-some cousins on that side as well that are around my age. But when he spent time with me, it was focused on me. It wasn't shared. He was very good at having that one-on-one time with his grandkids. Even though it wasn't much, it was quality time. And so that was something I learned from him that I want to impact in my own life, is making time for that one-on-one occasion with each grandchild, even though I may not have a lot of time with each of them, but that quality of time is going to be significant. Another role model of mine is actually my sister's father-in-law and mother-in-law. As grandparents, they were phenomenal. They made a great impact on me, just observing them, how they were with their grandchildren. Even well before I had grandchildren of my own, I thought, wow, that's the sort of grandparent I want. And they were very good, again, of having that one-on-one time. Even though there had been kids flocking around, somehow they made a point of talking to each child individually as well as in the group. And they were big on games, playing board games and counting and going out and in nature. Always the grandfather, he'd be in nature and he'd point out a flower or a plant or a deer, their habits, and teach you a bit about nature. The culture of up in Montana was big game hunting. We went big game hunting, and the children come along to that and learn rites of passage, and it was just a phenomenal sort of the quality time. Always had time for the grandkids, and I swear he enjoyed spending time with the grandkids more than he did with the kids. That was just his group, and One of the favorite things I liked about him is he loved Dairy Queen ice cream, but he felt guilty going on his own, so he'd always have to go grab a kid. I mean, my son wasn't his blood grandson, but he'd stop by our house and grab him because he wanted ice cream, so he had to take a kid with him. And he treated all kids like his grandkids. I think that was something I took strongly away from him, that my son was treated no differently than his own grandchildren. He loved all kids and treated them all fairly and equally. And that's something that I try to apply in my life. There are young people in my life that don't have a strong father influence, and I've been there for them in some capacity as a father figure. And as I grow older, I'm sure I'll hold that position for some people as being their sort of adopted grandfather. And I think that's a really cool role. I'd like that. And so I'm starting to shape the sort of things of how I want to be as a grandparent, and what that identity is all tied up in being a grandparent, what that means to me and what I want. Take that from amalgamation. And even if you didn't have anybody in your life, there's, movies, TV, YouTube, there's all kinds of different things. But you got to pick up the things that resonate with you. And don't say, well, that's Hollywood, it's not real. They're all based on somebody somewhere down the line. Pick out the little aspects that resonate with you. What kind of grandparent do you want to be? So I hope you found that helpful. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. If this is the first time to this channel, and this is the sort of content you're interested in, I'd encourage you to subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell where you'll be notified anytime I release new content such as this and other meaningful topics that are relevant to people over 50 and getting towards retirement or actually in retirement. If you have any suggestions on content that you'd like to see, issues that are impacting on you or your friends or our generation of the baby boomers, please let me know, and I'll provide some content around that. You can let me know by leaving comments in the section below, or you can email me at yourjourneytransitions@gmail.com. If you know anyone else who'd be interested in this content, then please share this video, share this channel with people you know over 50, people who'd be interested in getting the most out of their retirement years. And you can also share this on your social media. You can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and of course my website, yourjourneytransitions.com. So until next time, this is Rick Ward, your guide through retirement stages, wishing you an extraordinary retirement.
This is like a cocoon.
What comes out of a cocoon?
Butterflies.
Are butterflies beautiful?
Yeah.